Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a linear systems review for the upcoming quiz. First of all, this is the answer key for the last worksheet we did. Please pause the video if you need to check your answers. But we did most of it in class together, and those that we didn't, now you know what the correct answers are. Okay, I'm going to do two problems. One elimination problem, one with graphing. So, if you look at this problem here, notice they're both in standard form. And I have two choices. Here, let me use gold instead. I could times this by 3 and this by 5. Hence, these two become 15x's, right? I have a second choice. I could just simply times this one by a 3, and that right there becomes a negative 3y. Then I will have to minus. Okay? So whichever one you choose, it'll always work out. Now I'm going to choose a harder way just to prove to you that it does work. So I'm going to times this by 3 and this by 5. And here's what we get. Notice I times the first equation by 3. And now I'm timesing the second equation by 5. Okay, notice the reason why we times by 3 and 5 is now we made both of those 15x's, and actually the second one's a minus 15x. So once I add them together, I know that that's already 0, and I have negative 18y equal to negative 108. Now it's just a matter of dividing by negative 18. Divide by negative 18. And I get y equal to positive 6. By the way, please be careful with your negatives. A negative divided by negative is always positive, right? So now that I know y is 6, I'm now going to, of course, plug it in. I'm going to choose the first one. So I know that 5x minus 6 equals negative 26. Notice right here I put in 6 for y, because we figured that out. So now, adding 6 to both sides, I get 5x equal to negative 20. And so, dividing by 5 both sides, x is negative 4. So my solution is x negative 4, y 6. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how you use elimination. And notice I did have to multiply both equations to make one of the variables get eliminated. So pause the video if you need to. Okay, so here is the final problem. It's a graph. Now notice they're both in standard form, and normally if we could we would do elimination, but the goal here is to use graphing. So notice I'm going to take the first equation, and solving for y, I'm going to minus x both sides. And y, I know, is minus x minus 1. And therefore, on my graph, I'm going to start down here at negative 1. And the slope is negative 1, so I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And I hope you understand and agree. I'm going to get a line that looks something like this. I better redraw it better over here. Okay, so that has a slope of negative 1 with the intercept of negative 1. Second equation. I'm going to take that equation and again solve for y, so it's y equals mx plus b. So after I minus 2x both sides, I know negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 18. Watch your negatives. And now I'm just going to divide by negative 3. Distributive property, right? All three terms gets divided by negative 3. And my final answer is y equal to 2/3 x, because negative divided by negative is positive, and minus 6, because positive divided by negative is negative, right? So graphing it, I know I'm going to start down here at -6, because that was my b, my y-intercept. And my slope is 2/3. It's a positive slope, so that means I'm going to go up 2 and over 3, and I'm going to be right there. Up 2 over 3, I'm going to be right there. Notice each time I went up 2 and over 3. Okay, over 3. So therefore, here is my line, and notice they cross right there. And what is my solution? Is 3, -4. And 3, -4 is the correct answer. And so pause the video, understand what I did. I basically solved for y for both standard form equations, so that when it was y equals mx plus b, I was able to graph using the y-intercept b and slope m. Until next time, guys, bye.